Hi, this is Inelia Benz for Ascension101.com, and today I'd like to do a little introductory tutorial with regards to mystical energy scanning. On our last YouTube I talked about going out there and scanning for a person, and in particular a block that the person had. I received lots of messages saying I've given you permission to scan me and all these things, right? But as you know, I believe in your empowerment. That means not you depending on somebody else to do scanning or other work for you, but you actually doing it for yourself, becoming independent, your own authority. So I decided to do this introduction, and I call it an introduction because the topic of energy scanning or mystical scanning is really broad, it's big, and it can't really be done in 10 minutes. So if you want to learn more about it, you can take one of my courses at Ascension101.com or join me on the Walk With Me Now platform, which is about to launch in July. So if everything goes well and we have it all in place, we can start really going in depth into all these subjects. So, energy scanning. We often think that scanning or seeing our own energy or somebody else's energy is something that somebody with a lot of training or some special, magnificent, extraordinary skills can do. But that's not quite right. We can all, and we all, energy scan all the time. But just like the sense of touch or hearing, seeing, the sense of taste, the seeing or scanning energetically, like those senses, are more developed in some people than they are in others. A lot of this really comes down through genetic lineages that some people weren't switched off as much as others. And also it has to do with upbringing, programs, you know. Children are born with it, like full blast, wide open, and then it starts getting shut off, yeah? So whether it's through genetic programming or whether it's through cultural, educational programming, the skill starts cutting off and diminishing. But energetic scanning for an energy inside your own field or your own body or somebody else's body is something we can all do, and we all do automatically, but at different levels and at different conscious levels. Yeah, most of us do it unconsciously. Sometimes we'll go somewhere where we're going to enter a room and suddenly we think, I don't think I want to go in there. You know, we can sense something's off. Or sometimes we have a plan or to go something or do something and we feel really excited about it and completely open to that experience because we sense, yeah, we have that sense, we have scanned unconsciously most of the time that the energies are cool. Okay, so we're going to be looking at two exercises. They're very basic, and there's some information I'd like to give you before that. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to a couple of people who have sent me presents. The first person I'd like to thank is Mary. She sent me this Mary's Mix Herbal Tea Blends. Unfortunately, she didn't send me her website, so I can't really give her website out. These are teas that she makes, and I'm really looking forward to trying them out. They smell so good. So thank you, Mary, for this, and also for the donation you sent to support our work. This video is being created because of your donation. It's always like that, right? We can afford to have the page and to buy the equipment to be able to make more things publicly known and available for everybody. So thank you, Mary. And the other one that I received yesterday, let's have a look, are these little plant things. Soothing Chamomile Face and Body Cream. I'm going to try some of these. Apparently they're made from all natural ingredients. And these are sent by Ekrem and Tiara, or Tinara, I think. I can't really read their writing very well. They do have a website, it's plantskincare.com. Look at how beautiful these things are. Oh, isn't that lovely? This is icer made out of coffee. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And this little thing is lemon balm, lip balm. Oh, I use that a lot. My lips get really dry, so I have to use lip balm all the time. And this is face and body cream, another flavour of it. So we're going to be trying those. I'll be trying those and let you know next time how they go. So thank you for that. I would like to thank everybody who sends donations in order to continue this work. It's really brilliant support for the entire Ascension 101 team. And we're able to pay our rent and everything when you donate or when you buy a product, you know. So going into the tutorial. One of the first things that can happen when you haven't been exposed to the conscious abilities of scanning and other things is fear. Fear of what you might find, fear of being attacked, fear of being manipulated, of not being able to read things properly because maybe there's some other entity or energy there doing stuff in the background. And so the first thing you could do is when you open yourself, I'm going to scan my energy or somebody else's energy, and you get afraid, is to process that fear. So that would be step one. Process your fear is step one, okay? Now, after that, once you've processed the fear of your abilities or you doing the scanning, then we can go ahead and do the very basic scan. Now, there's many ways of doing energy scan. This is by no means the only way, okay? This is the way that I use, and I find it easy to use, easy to teach, so this is why I'm doing it this way. But there's a lot of different ways to do energy scannings. So, what I would do, first of all, is just relax into yourself. I prefer to have my eyes closed, because then I can really start amplifying the other senses, yeah? And the other senses in a physical level could be touch, feeling your skin, your taste, your imagination, your sense of smell, all those. And sometimes those can be used, the hearing, when we're scanning energies. We get information through our senses, yeah? So that's why I like to close my eyes. And then breathe into really deep into my belly a few times. That just relaxes, the entire body. We want to be in our bodies. It's our bodies that we're using to sense things. And we need to find out, or we need to know exactly what we're scanning for. So we have to have that decision. It's better we have that decision made before we start, yeah? So I'd like, for this exercise, when a need, we could scan for a need, or a block, a fear, a desire, some truth, something, if we want to find out something's happening or whether something is true or not. I think that today we can scan for the need to be loved, yeah? The need to be loved. That's a very human need. And what I'd like to do is, because when we scan for that, often we find all the programs and other things, information that we can use in order to process any negativity around the need to be loved, and then we can be open to being loved. So that would be today's exercise. It could be anything, but today we're going to do that, yeah? So the first thing would be, I would scan it first. We're going to do first our own body. So again, close your eyes if they're already closed. And I'm actually being loved right now, getting kitty kisses from my cat right down there. She's gorgeous. So close your eyes and feel into your energies, your emotions, feel into your mind, feel into your physical body, and scan the need to be loved. Where is it? Where's the need to be loved? And you can go from top to bottom or bottom to top. So I'm sensing something around here. It goes like from here down into my body, and then it goes down, it travels, it's traveling, because sometimes when we find the energy, it starts traveling or morphing into something else. I can sense it traveling into my my belly, right where the solar plexus is. And then it's moved up, a little bit, just above my stomach actually. So the need to be loved. I'm scanning for the need to be loved. I'm getting images and they're really beautiful, that I feel it's interesting. I feel the sunlight on my skin. I would interpret that to be a type of energy nurturing. I get a yes on that. So it's an energy nurturing at a very physical level. And from a previous experience, I have related to something, another scanning I did before, which showed that the energy of the human collective and the energy of the sun as it hits our skin is extremely similar. It's nearly identical, if not identical. It has the same signature. If you get any reactions, if you get any sort of emotional reaction, you have to go with this, like reaction of tears, images, emotions, you're welcome here. Yeah, you welcome them, you allow them to exist and to explore and to express themselves fully. The information I'm receiving about the need to be loved is twofold. One of them is that it's highly exploited in order to manipulate us by the media and society and other individuals around us as well. Right from the word go, you know? When we're being bad as kids, where love is withheld, that type of thing. And also the positive side, it's our strength. The love is like the energy infusion and sharing of energy between two or more individuals. In actual fact, it's the entire collective. It's a sense of joy like love. That's the essence of the collective. And being that pure essence, it's highly nurturing. It's beautiful. So processing any blocks and programs around the need to be loved would be really, really helpful to our empowerment, healthy relationships, and the being able to walk on this planet empowered, yeah, becoming influential, influencing your environment, yourself, the people you love, and the people you care for, in a very highly positive, inspiring and empowering way to yourself and others. Okay, so that's the scan on ourselves. Again, it was really quick because we can't really go really into depth about it. Now we're going to do an external scan. We can do somebody that we know or somebody anonymous, so scan out into the planet or our neighborhood to see if we can find somebody who's willing to engage in the scanning. When you engage somebody else in that scanning, you're going to influence each other, yeah? One of the reasons I don't actually do personal sessions anymore is because I take a few days to get ready for it, and then after the scanning is done, the energy signature of that person or that joining, energetic joining, stays for quite a long time, and it's distracting, you know. It's like if somebody has a lot of personal stuff that they haven't dealt with, especially, it's like really, really heavy, and it pulls my energy down quite a bit. That's why it's not really practical for me to do personal sessions. However, I can teach you how to do it yourself. And then we can reach millions of individuals. So, to do an external scanning, again, this is the very basic, very introductory form of scanning, energetic scanning of somebody else. And if you want to use it for your own healing practice or some other sort of practice, psychic practice or whatever, you really need to learn and educate yourself and practice with others that know what they're doing much, much more in depth than one YouTube can lead you to it. Yeah. So, this is very similar. I like to close my eyes. You can close your eyes as well and breathe in. Activate your senses, because sometimes information can come in as a flavor or something you hear, something in your mind, a memory, or music you can hear with your mind's ears or your mind's eyes. Yeah, you can even feel temperature changes in your skin. And I'm going to choose a person that I met several years ago and I haven't seen him since then. I'm going to choose that person. For some reason he popped up into my awareness field. I can't remember his name, but I remember who he is. I remember his face. And I remember the moment when I met him. So I'm going to choose him. He has volunteered to scan him for the need to be loved, to see if there's any type of programs, what programs he has in there. And just to observe. We're not trying to fix him. We're not trying to heal him. We're just going to observe. That engagement does have an effect. It affects me, it affects him. But it's going to be the empowering observation, becoming conscious of. Yeah. As I scan him, I can visualize him where I met him. It was in the streets in Seville many years ago in Spain. So I'm scanning him. I see flowers and I can actually smell it. It's really beautiful, like lemon blossoms or orange blossoms. It's beautiful smell. And that relates directly to Seville, that city in Spain. So for him, one of the biggest needs for love is actually a reciprocated love which he has for his geographical environment, for Gaia in that location, for the city. It really nourishes him. It feeds him, it empowers him. He's highly supported there. And at the same time, he supports that environment. He is part of several organizations there that support humans and other things in the environment. It's fascinating. Fascinating. That was his main need for love. And it's being met and reciprocated. I can see him with his children, could be his grandchildren, they're quite young. But they are related to him. These little beings, these little children are related to him. Funnily enough, one of them is one of his grandparents reborn. He knows it, he feels it, and he was very close to that grandparent. I see his mother. Wow. Huge heart opening. His mother was amazing. She brought him up. It looks like by herself, with his brothers and sisters. Or if it wasn't by herself, the father didn't really take part much in their upbringing. But that this man's open heart is directly related to his mother. Like pure power, pure light infused in that heart, in that child when he was a little baby, a little boy, teenager, even as an adult. That power infused into his heart continuously, non-stop, from his mother. The mother, of course, being that essence of power, female energy is power. That's fascinating. It's really quite beautiful. I'd like to thank him for allowing me to scan this. And it's kind of like provides a type of solution. If you're a man, or if you have men in your life, if you can visualize pure source energy, just pure power, without any colors, without any names, love, or whatever. Don't give it any names, just power, that pure source energy power. If you believe in God, and it's God's power, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. You know what it is. It's that essence, pure, unadulterated, no programs attached, energy, chi, power. Visualize it going into, with the other person's permission, of course, into that man's heart. If you have children, if you have grandchildren, yeah, boys and girls, imagine that energy coming from source or through you, it doesn't really matter, going directly into their heart center, yeah, this area right here, heart center. The heart center is actually quite large. It's not the heart chakra. It's actually very big, and it goes all the way to the back and out, back and sides. It's like a junction, yeah. All right, so that was quite fascinating. If you have any questions, you can post them at my website, ascension101.com. We have a Google Plus called Walk With Me Now platform. You can go there and post your comments. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I'll see you next time.